Welcome to the 2025 Creator League $500,000 reveal show. My name is Lucas Brody. I will be joined momentarily by Nelson Vergara. We are the Broadcast Boys, and today we are giving out accolades along with some cold, hard cash.
That is right, Luke. Team Rage dominated the Creator League season all year long, coming home champions, taking home that season-long W and $500,000. Now, YourRAGE, now he could have taken $250 and kept it to himself, but he had to divvy up the other $250. Did he do it evenly? Did he take all the money for himself? We're going to find that here today, but he seems like an honorable man, so I know he did the right thing. We'll find out, though.
We're also going to be handing out awards all night as voted on by the fans, and we got a lot to go over tonight. We're talking Rookie of the Year, Best Trash Talker, Class Act of the Season, the Funniest Creator, Most Aura, Best Veteran Presence, the Draymond Green Award. I don't know if you want that one. Best Individual Performance, the Clutch Moment of the Year. Too many to choose from. Best Team Performance, Play of the Year, and our season-long MVP. That is a live poll going on right now on the Creator League YouTube. It's open immediately. We will reveal the results at the end of the show.
All right, so make sure if you're in the chat that you're in there and you're voting. But now, without any further ado, let's bring in the man, the myth, the legend, the most diabolical creator, owner in Creator League history, and recent winner of 500K, team owner, YourRAGE. My guy, say what's up. How you doing, my boy?
What's going on? Glad to be here. You know, it feels good. I've been feeling good. I've been feeling great since winning. Yeah, it's gonna be a good show. Proud of all my guys, per usual. It was a great season. And I pray. Look, I say you bring me back with the same team and y'all try to take me down next year. I don't know, bro. I don't know, but yeah, let's have some fun.
That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. Why not run it back? If OKC gets to run it back, why not y'all, right?
You feel me? Try to get some other creators to try to destroy the dynasty. It won't happen, of course, but you know, yeah.
All right. But let's talk money, Rage. Let's talk money. Like, going into this, okay, what was your strategy in splitting up this money? How did you decide who gets what? Did you split it up evenly? That feels like a spoiler, but just tell me what your mindset was when you were splitting up this money.
I'm gonna keep it 100, right? At the beginning of the season, I had full intention of splitting it evenly. I have full intention. I wouldn't lie to you. I have full intention of splitting it evenly. But as the season went on, it just didn't sit well in my heart of hearts for it to be split evenly. I was looking at it more as like everybody don't get paid the same amount in an NBA roster, do they? In an NFL roster, do they? No.
That's right.
Okay, you get paid based on performance and how much you contribute and blah. So that's basically what we did. Games played, how much you contributed to those games played, and yeah, that's how I went about it.
Absolutely, you sound like a young Jerry Jones, a true owner. That's what I like to hear. But yeah, let's get this underway and start talking awards. Luke, let's throw it back over to you.
Yeah, let's do it. Also, for anyone in the chat, I will be keeping tabs on these messages all night, so keep spamming it. And if you're lucky enough, I might respond to one of your hot takes. With that said, let's take it away for our first award of the night, which is Rookie of the Year. Here are the nominees. Marlon, of course, of Team Ween. What a performance in his debut season. Jay Cinco of the Dream Team put on a show in football and a lot of other events. Maybe the performance of the year, Rakai in the Shiesty, dominating flag football. Of course, Bilu, a solid contributor in all facets as well for the Dream Team. Without further ado, the winner of the Rookie of the Year award is Jay Cinco, Deuce. Well deserved.
He's a competitor.
He was drafted to the Dream Team by Mark Phillips. He was a difference maker in trampoline basketball, flag football, 5-on-5 basketball. He also won MVP for flag football during the regular season, so congratulations to Jay Cinco.
Yes, sir. Wow, yeah. Shout out to Jay Cinco. I mean, I personally was able to watch him dominate in flag football. It wasn't enough to get the win that day, but him, personally, he had a great performance. But let's talk money now. We're going to find out the first Creator League champion on Team Rage. We're going to see how much money LSK is getting. Now, I know Rage took a lot of time in figuring this out and seeing how much he was going to get. But Chris London, he played a big part in this championship run. So let's find out how much LSK will be walking home with today. All right, on my Howie Mandel, Deal or No Deal. LSK, you are going home with $40,000. And may I remind you, he is a father, and those Pampers are not cheap. 40 grand is going a long way. LSK, much, much deserved. Shout out to him. I'm really excited to see what he's going to do with it, and I think that he helped you guys out in a lot of different aspects throughout the season, different events, all of that kind of good stuff. But we're going to do one more, and then I'm going to go over to Rage to see how he was feeling about it. But let's talk Lee the Fourth now. Lee the Fourth, another big fella. It's not often I feel like one of the short guys in the room, but LSK, Lee the Fourth, they sunned me a few times this season. Let's see how much Lee the Fourth is worth. Team Rage. This one goes out to Lee the Third, Second, and First. Lee going home with $35,000. A nice chunk of change for Lee the Fourth, much deserved. $5,000 less than LSK. So Rage, I want to go over to you. I want you to tell me what went into your decision making in giving LSK 40, Lee the Fourth 35, and why is LSK just slightly more valuable than Lee the Fourth?
Okay, so hear me out, right? If it was split evenly, LSK would have already gotten, I'm not gonna lie, it would have been around like 40, like 38, 9, something like that. But I do feel like he deserved a little bit more than Lee, being that one. There was an event that he completely carried. He carried completely, and that was knockout. Yes, we did lose in knockout, but the way he was putting his body on the line, running and jumping and dunking and trying to carry my injured eye so hard in that knockout game, and he was very pivotal in the fives as well. So I just feel like he deserved a little bit more than Lee, not too much more, because Lee was also great. Lee was great in football and everything, and in basketball. I just feel like LSK deserved a little bit more.
All right, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, it's safe to say they both contributed in their own way, but you had to make tough decisions, as owners do, and we applaud them. Shout out to LSK, shout out to Lee the Fourth. Congratulations on that bread. Luke, back over to you.
The chat says making him explain his salary is kind of crazy. But you know what? Owners do press conferences all the time, so it's not that crazy.
And also, Luke, not to cut you off, I do want to remind the people back at home, we have about $425,000 left in the pot and a lot of briefcases left to go. So we're going to find out exactly how much each of these guys are going home with. Back over to you.
Our second award of the night. This is a good one right here. A lot of options. The best trash talker. So many choices, but let's break down our nominees. Of course, we had Dez from Team Raekwon. He probably did more trash talking than any actual contributions on the floor. Mark Phillips, no one's done it better than him for years. He's a professional. Of course, Ray, this man is so funny unintentionally, and English isn't even his first language. And Ray, even a wheelchair would not stop Rage from talking his talk. Wow. That's a core four right there. But let's see what the envelope says. The award for Best Trash Talker goes to the man on the line, YourRAGE. Well deserved. Well deserved.
Yes, yes. Even from a chair, he was doing a lot of talking, and he backed it up. So shout out Rage.
Yeah, he was against some prolific trash talkers all season, but this is a well-deserved win.
Yeah, Rage. So talk to me, man. How does it feel to be walking away as the not only a champion owner of this league, but also known as the best trash talker as well?
Listen,
I know Mark is somewhere pissed off.
Listen, I got a lot of reps in this league. You understand, when it comes to this trash talking ish. You feel me? Me and Mark have been battling against each other for years when it comes to games and just stuff in general, arguments and debates in general. And everybody knows I'm the better trash talker than him. You feel me? He's a great trash talker too. That's a great feat. He's a great. I think it's kind of even actually. I might be edging him a little bit, and the biggest reason is because I'm just better at just things, at my IQ, at being a GM, and that was important here because I was able to back up all the trash I was saying. It wasn't just words coming out my mouth. I meant everything I was saying. Mark's a bum, but I love that bum. So I'm happy I won Best Trash Talker.
All All right. Yeah, no, I mean, it's definitely close between the two of y'all, but I think the best trash talker has the guy who ended up on top, and that was you. So maybe next time Mark Phillips can win that award as well. I think we are going to move on to the next two briefcases to find out how much money you were divvying up to these guys. So let's start with my very good brother, Zero Bounce. Now, Zero Bounce had one of the more electrifying performances in slam ball history for the Creator League. So I'm curious to see exactly how much he's coming away with, but he was a contributor and he's a good man, and we're looking forward to see this amount of bread. Oh, looks pretty good. $27,500 for Zero Bounce. Much deserved, honestly, because he came through, he put the team on his back, and I'm pretty sure you guys dominated slam ball throughout. So that had a lot to do with Zero Bounce. So shout out to him. Somebody else who made a name for himself during the championship dodgeball finale. He was playing a little bit better. He had some lowlights, but also some highlights. Let's see how much Nick is going home with. Ladies of LA, he could be taking you on a date with this money. Nick coming home with $27,500 as well. Equal amount for Nick and Zero Bounce. Rage, talk to me about why these guys got a little bit less than these other two and what you thought their contributions were for your team.
Love to. Look, listen. I know people might see the names or whatever the case may be like, what? How are they equal? How is it? Whatever the case may be. It was unfortunate, but Zero Bounce unfortunately got injured. So he's only really to play in one regular season event, which was slam ball. He did great in it, right? And if he wasn't injured, he would have also been in the 5-on-5, and he would have also been in like football, but he wasn't able to. So for playing one event and doing well, I feel like that's a pretty decent amount. Yes, Nick didn't have quite as a dominating performance as Zero Bounce did in slam ball, but Nick was pretty clutch when we needed him in the finals in dodgeball. Yes, he did some slip-ups, but what matters is how we finish, and we executed. And he did well. He did well. We needed him in dodgeball. We really needed him in dodgeball, and he pulled through.
Yeah, shout out to Nick. He definitely showed up in that championship game. When it came down to winning time, he was there for you, so he definitely earned this money. But yeah, Zero Bounce, Nick, 27.5, not too bad. Luke, back over to you.
Not bad at all. Chat is wondering where the Dream Team representatives are. I don't know. They might have missed this award show since they're not bringing home any hardware. But we actually skipped over an award. So let's run through three at the moment. As you see, a lot of money still left over for Rage to assign. But let's move on from Best Trash Talker to something a little more wholesome. This is the Class Act Award. We're talking sportsmanship here. So let's take a look at our nominees from this season. We got J-Dub of the Dream Team. Whether he's a great sport or just quiet, no one knows. Julian Newman, this is an absolute shocker, but you never know. Of course, the man, the myth, the legend, Make-A-Wish Nick, and one of our personal favorites, Bree Green, a true class act all around. Yeah, I'm not sure how a couple of these individuals landed in here, but let's see what our envelope says, Deuce. The winner of our Class Act Award. You guessed it, Bree Green brings home the hardware. Congratulations, Bree. Well deserved. Listen, she's an exemplary athlete and what we look for in Creator League. Also, in the final game of dodgeball, she actually put the team on her back, putting in some very clutch performances.
Yeah, multiple jailbreaks. Very clutch.
We love a jailbreak.
I do.
All right. The funniest creator is up next, Deuce. Let's take a look at our nominees because we had a whole bunch of clowns that played in this event. So
Absolutely.
I can only imagine the winner of this has got to be the funniest man alive or woman. Let's check out our nominees. We got Yugi of Team Ween. He was an absolute clown in 5-on-5 basketball. Of course, Raekwon himself. Everything he says is funny in its own right. Young Dabo, a sleeper out here from the Ween team. And Jason the Ween himself. That's three individuals from one squad. That was the worst throw I've ever seen. I never saw that one before. Let's take a look at our winner. The funniest creator of the 2025 Creator League. Straight out of Taiwan, it is Ray.
Ooh, I
No
coulda saw that coming.
surprises. No surprises there.
No.
Look at Ray, man.
So inspirational, right?
So inspirational. I don't know if he knew exactly what he was signing up for, but he always brought the energy. I mean, he was wearing slides in that very moment. All right, from funniest to a slightly more serious award. This right here is the award for most aura. Again, how can we choose out of all these impeccable athletes? Who knows? Let's take a look at these nominees, though. Zero bounce. Ooh, look at that. Of Team Rage, I'm sure he's pulling for him. Mark Phillips winning dodgeball on one leg. He always seems to be injured. Of course, Marlon, do we need to explain anything else? This is the Tyson Beckford of Creator League. And Ty Lil, the Angel Reese of Creator League. I saw him miss 25 individual layups. But the winner for the most aura in Creator League out of all our fantastic options is Zero Bounce. Congratulations, Young Zero. Most aura and up $27,500 before taxes. One of the most vicious dunks we've ever seen in Creator League history, and an overall trampoline basketball monster.
Yeah, I mean, to help him up afterward was pretty special. I mean, shout out to Zero Bounce for that one. But again, it's time to talk money. Our next briefcase is a particular man who contributed in many ways this season to Team Rage. So let's talk about Davo. Now, Davo, he didn't have the greatest performance in dodgeball, but he contributed year round. He was there for his team, a presence in the locker room. Let's see how much money he's walking away with. Okay, Davo. Here we go. $35,000 for Davo. Pretty much the amount of times he got knocked out in dodgeball as well. So he definitely earned his money. Shout out to Davo. That's a nice chunk of change for him. All right, next up, our good brother Sketch, who I may have seen this season for about 10 minutes altogether, but his presence cannot be denied. Let's see what Sketch is going home with today. Sketch, my good brother. Sketch going home with 20,000 of them things. 20,000 for Sketch, 35,000 for Davo. Rage, walk me through your decision making here.
Okay, so Davo was solid, and he was solid in everything they did, and including the finals. He played 3 games. He's putting on his body on the line a lot, flying out, doing what he got. Oh, actually, he's in Atlanta a lot anyway. But I just feel like Davo was solid. 3 games, solid. He was needed. I feel like 35 is just the perfect number for him. And as for Sketch, Sketch only played in football, right? Pretty sure Sketch only played in football,
Yeah.
one game. I feel like 20 is a good amount for Sketch. He was asking if he was going to get it split evenly though. So I didn't know how to tell him, but yeah, 20 for Sketch.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, considering that Sketch only played in football and had a few pretty inexplicable drops, I think 20K is very generous. But Sketch is a good guy, so we love him. He can do no wrong in my eyes. But yeah, that's nice. 35 for Davo, 20 for Sketch, 315,000 still remaining in the bank. And we have 6 briefcases left to go. A lot more information to find out. Luke, let's go back over to you for some more awards. My brother.
All right, the chat is saying Rage is being extremely generous, and both of those figures were way too much. They're also calling for Scum TK to get a grand total of $10, which is blasphemous. He put in a hell of a performance in dodgeball.
In dodgeball, he had his moments. He had some high highs and some low lows, but we'll focus on the high highs today.
All right, next up, Best Veteran. So someone who's been participating in this Creator League events for a while and really is just a locker room presence for their squads. Let's take a look at the nominees for Best Vet. We got Cam I Am Wilder, the infamous toe tap, heard around the world from the Dream Team. He's been doing this for years. Talk about literally doing this for years. Juju Newman, all-time leading scorer in every facet of the game. Marcellus Howard, that is the definition of a veteran. And YPK Ray, lightning in a bottle.
Yeah, truly.
All right, the best vet in 2025 Creator League goes to The backyard legend himself, Marcellus Howard. Like I said, I really think the voters really thought about what veteran means.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they got that one right.
He's a staple not only of the Creator League, but YouTube basketball, part of a two-man team along with Nelson Newman that brought Team Ween their only win of the season.
Yeah.
So without him, they would have been dead in the water. Congratulations, Marcellus Howard. And do not forget to vote in the YouTube poll for Creator League Season MVP. Right now, we got about 600 votes and counting. I'm not going to reveal those results just yet, but the nominees are Nasir Kaur, Jay Cinco, Marlon, and Rakai. And our 7th award of the night, this one's very special, the Draymond Green Award, which is described as the scrappiest creator, but you can envision what it means for yourself at home. And the nominees for the Draymond Green Award are of course, the great brother Dez. He is Draymond Green. Ray Kwan. Next up, we got Ty Lil. You know what? Certainly a scrappy creator, to say the least. Jenna Bandy. Interesting. I don't know how she got on here. Of the Dream Team. And last, but certainly not least, he might have my vote, is Scum TK. But there can only be one winner. And the Draymond Green Award for the biggest pest, scrappiest creator goes to Dez of Team Raekwon. I also will say being part of that 5-on-5 basketball game, incredibly deserved. He carried himself like an NBA veteran and put up maybe 2 points. Absolute menace during trampoline basketball, flag football, and 5-on-5. He's a difference maker, and I know Draymond would be proud to hand him this award. Congratulations, Dez. That is a well-earned Draymond Green Award.
Hell yeah. Shout out Dez, New York stand-up. You already know what it is. Let's get back over here and let's talk money again. Our Class Act Award winner, Bree Green, is up next, who had a hell of a show in dodgeball in the championship game. Fairly quiet throughout the season, but she's a steadying force and someone that I know Rage can count on all year long. Let's see what Bree is going home with today. Bree Green, like her last name, Money B. Green. $35,000 for the class act herself, Bree Green. Earned it in that championship round, if you ask me. I think that she is a special player who is a part of a special team, so she fits right in. Shout out to Bree Green. Next up, De'Adrian Harding, one of the funniest men I've ever had the pleasure of meeting. Just truly a pleasure to watch him compete in the Creator League year after year. De'Adrian Harding, whatever's in this box, you deserve tenfold, my brother. Here we go. De'Adrian Harding. Everybody eats. Another $35,000 for De'Adrian, one of the most underrated competitors in Creator League, one of the best athletes we've ever seen. I think that he definitely deserves what he got here, as does Bree Green. But Rage, you're the one who made these decisions. Talk to us about how you got there with these two.
Listen. De'Adrian is another one that got hurt mid game for one of the performances, but every game that De'Adrian played, he was solid. He was needed, and he's an athletic freak. I feel like De'Adrian could have played well in any of the competition based just off athleticism alone. And as for Bree is just good vibes. When we think we're gonna lose or we're not in good mood or something, she just brings the mood up. And she also was solid and very clutch in the finals. She was clutch in the finals. We needed her to win them finals. And I feel like that's deserved, bro. I feel like this is deserved. Yes, I see people saying Rage ain't getting nothing. Chill. I got the little song. I got the little song. You feel me? But yeah. That's what I chose.
All right. Well,
that's
look.
what I chose.
Good. Yeah. No. Absolutely. Like I said, winning time. And if my math is correct, I think we have $245,000 still left in the bank, but that wasn't I'm correct. Oh, look at me. Simple math, simple arithmetic. Not bad. 245 left in the bank, 4 cases to go. And Rage is down there too. So I'm really curious how much he gave himself. But Luke, we got a few more awards. Back to you.
Yeah, the chat is saying that Nas and YPK each deserve $100K.
Ooh.
So that's possible, but Rage would have had to skimp on himself, and I just don't know if I see that happening. All right, we only got a couple more awards to go. Next up, we have our best individual performance of the year. Let's take a look at our nominees. We got Nas Core, absolute dominance in flag football, not just in the regular season, but in the postseason as well. Mark Phillips, he does it every single time. Dodgeball specimen, maybe the greatest we've ever seen. And of course, YPK Ray, I mean, pick an event, but trampoline basketball is perfectly catered to his skill set. And he showed you just how much. And Nelson Newman putting the team on his back for the Ween team in their only win of the season in knockout. Wow, a lot of dominant performances to choose from. Just looking at this graphic, I'm in absolute awe, but there can only be one winner. And that man is Nasir Kaur, best individual performance for his regular season efforts in flag football. I mean, he was just a man amongst boys out there. He looked like a professional quarterback going up against a bunch of clowns. It really was never even a contest. What were they, up 60-0 in the championship game?
That might have been pretty much what it was. A quarterback playing against a bunch of clowns.
No, that is exactly what it was. All right, drop in your questions for Creator League champ, Your Rage, and we're going to move on to our next award, the Clutch Moment of the Year. Who had ice in their veins? Let's find out and take a look at our nominees. Is it Mark Phillips of the Dream Team going 3-on-1 in the dodgeball regular season? This isn't even when he was only on one leg. He had multiple clutch performances. Was it the Cam Wilder, the infamous toe tap conversion in flag football? Nelson and Marcellus, they saved Team Ween's season in knockout. Look at those two, so inspirational. Or Nasir Kaur, dodgeball 4v1 clutch in the finals? I mean, one of these had a lot more stakes than the others. But the fans hold the fate of these creators in their hands. And the clutchest moment of the year, Nas Kaur 4v1 clutch in the finals. Listen, he made it so that we didn't have to go to a day 3. Things were looking real testy for them until he bodied a 1v4 scenario. Of course, incredibly clutch. I wish we had an award for choke of the year, because this could be a simultaneous award right here. But with that said, congrats, Nas Kaur. Still an incredible, impeccable performance from an overall beast of an athlete.
Yeah. Honestly, it's pretty impressive, the fact that Nas just went 2 for 2 on those 2 awards right there. So before I even get into these last 4 creators and what their money they're going to be making, Rage, talk to me about Nas's performance in those 2 moments, but just also in general. And, you know, save a little bit because we're going to talk about him in a second, but just tell me what that 4v1 was like for him, and also watching him on the football field. Like, it was really something special.
Yeah, you gotta understand, that wasn't even his only like, there was so many situations where he was in a 6v1. Cause I mean, like in a 5v1, whatever the max players they had, 5 or 6v1, and he brought it down to a 1v1, and then all the other players would get back in, he had to do it again. He was out there for like 30 minutes at a time, just throwing and catching. Like, that boy, he a dog, bro. Nas is the type of dude, he going down the floor before he lose something he really want to win, bro. And that's why I knew I had to grab my dog, bro. He's him, bro.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be the pick of the draft. So shout out to you for having the vision, like I said, a young Jerry Jones would. All right. Again, back to the money, back to a primetime athlete who contributed in many ways this year for Team Rage. Let's talk about Scum TK, who I thought, like I said before, had some lows during the championship rounds, but also some very, very big highs, winning a few matches during dodgeball for Team Rage. Let's see how much money that has earned TK. Scum TK going home with $40,000 for Scum TK. Wow, now that's a little bit more than we've been seeing. That might be, is that the highest we've seen so far next to LSK? I don't know. But Scum TK, 40K. Is that the highest, Rage? Is this the highest since LSK? Pretty sure, right?
It's the highest since LSK, but it makes sense. Do I explain now, or do you open another pack before I get to explain? Okay, bet.
All right.
Listen.
All right. Well, let's see.
TK.
Well, explain it to me. Explain to me why he got the 40. What did you see? Because like I said, I mentioned dodgeball, but what did you see throughout the year?
Listen, TK is one of the few out of all of them that played in. He was only allowed to play. He played in all the events that he could, that he was allowed to. He was there, and yes, TK is a type of player to have. He has his low lights are very low. They are very low, but nobody remembers the clutch catch he had against Mark when nobody could get Mark out. Mark was on that dodgeball court for 20 minutes. Nobody could get him out. He caught the ball. He got him out. Nobody remembers him locking down Jay Cinco when Jay Cinco started going crazy in football. He wasn't there offensively, but he was locking Jay ass up when he had to in flag football. You feel me? And he was in fives. He played in hella events, and he deserves that. It's based off games played. He had more games played than most of my players. Plus, he was pretty good despite the low lights. So that's why I think he's deserving of the 40. If you do the math, with the analytics we got going on with game played plus importance, it makes sense why he got 40. That's a deserving 40, despite
Hell yeah.
like I said.
Look, I couldn't agree with you more. I think TK stepped up in really, really big moments. And at the end of the day, they only remember your highs when you win, right? So who cares about all that other stuff? All right, let's move on to $205,000 still left in the account. 3 creators to go. YPK Ray, Nazir Core, and YourRAGE. So we got these last 3. We're gonna hold off on these. 205 left in the count. And we're going to throw back over to Luke for some more awards.
That seemed to be a pretty controversial decision. They're calling Scum TK a nepotism baby. But that's why Rage is the GM. There's a method to his madness. That's why he's a champion. And y'all are chatting at home. All right, let's get into our best team performance of the year. I'm assuming this could only come from one team, but let's take a look at all of our nominees. First up, Dream Team's win over Team Raekwon in Slam Ball. This was an inspirational and inspiring comeback. We have Team Ween's knockout win. Must it be said, their only win of the season. Team Rage winning over Dream Team in the flag football finals. That was straight domination. We also have Team Raekwon's win over Team Ween in flag football. I believe that's when Rakai went straight up Reggie Bush mode. But let's check in with the fans and see who they voted. The best team performance for Creator League 2025. Had a feeling. Is Team Rage's win over Dream Team in the flag football finals. This was potentially the biggest blowout in the history of American football. The only option. 98-50 in the finals. Insane performance. It highlighted just how scary this team was and just how much depth this team had. Congratulations, Team Rage. That is truly a well-deserved victory. Rage, would you like to say thank you? Do an acceptance speech for this award?
Yes, my team. That you said it perfectly. That just really showed the potential and the capabilities and the athleticism and the diversity of my team. Because for the most part, that was nobody's like first sport, football. They all play other sports. They're just athletic beasts. They're just high IQ players. And that's why we dominated Dream Team like we did. Like I said we would, bro. Everything I said happened. That's all I'm trying to say here. I predicted that. I think we should have got 100 points, but Jay Cinco was being a little baby, kept us at 98. It's cool. I think it's a very deserving award right now.
Yeah, Jay Cinco's behavior toward the end of that game was a little despicable. We all wanted to see triple digits on the board, but hey, it is what it is. Sometimes people act up when they're losing. But speaking of athletic freaks, let's talk about YPK Ray and how much money he's going home with, because if you were paying attention, you know that brother deserves every penny that's inside of this briefcase. So let's take a look. YPK Ray, the young prodigy kid, ain't a damn thing that he does that he ain't really good at. So YPK Ray, oh, ladies and gentlemen, this is the biggest number of the day. YPK Ray coming home with $70,000 for my dog, YPK Ray. He was dominant all year long. One of those guys that if you were watching the season, you're wondering how he didn't get taken first overall, him or Nas. But Rage, talk to me about YPK Ray, why he got that money, and what he meant to your team in multiple different events.
That boy YPK Ray. Yes, Zero Bounce was him in dodgeball. But do y'all remember as well YPK Ray? He is a Skywalker, bro. He's a 4'11" Skywalker. I ain't never seen nothing like it. He was dominant in slam ball, and he was dominant in the fives too. He was supposed to play in the first football, but I don't know what happened. But imagine if he played in the first time we played football against all the other scrub-ad teams, huh? It would have been terrible. But we've seen what he could do in football in the finals, and I think that 70,000 is very deserving. I feel like I had 2 MVPs on one team, bro. You dig what I'm saying?
I mean, I think that's safe to say that having 2 MVPs on one team is pretty accurate because Nazir Kaur and YBK Ray were going absolutely crazy all season long for you. Really something special. And I want to remind the people back home that Rage had the opportunity to take $250,000 to himself, but there's only $135,000 left in the pot, and we haven't even gotten to his case yet. So he's sharing the love right now, and I'm curious to see who's going to take home more money, Nazir Kaur or Rage. We'll see. We'll see about that. But before we get to the last 2 cases, we're going to go back over to Luke for some awards.
The fans are saying if Rage was honorable, the rest of the money would go to Nas, and he would go away with nothing. But that's his decision, not ours. We got our final 2 awards right here. First up is the Play of the Year. Let's take a look at the nominees. Rakai's touchdown run. This had Quavo shell-shocked and amazed. The ultimate cosign. What about the 0 bounce poster and slam ball? That's actually diabolical. Don't even get me started on LeVar Johnson's catch in flag football, rising and surprising. Or the double lateral touchdown, Nazir Kaur and YPK Ray. I'm almost positive this one didn't even count because of the flag. But in our heart of hearts, it counted. Let's see what y'all have to say, though. The Play of the Year. 0 bounce poster in trampoline basketball.
Ooh.
This one's tough to watch.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and being a good guy, helping him up, like I said, that's even more disrespectful than just walking away.
In a game of high-flying moments, 0 bounce had the most memorable one of them all. Congratulations, 0 bounce. With that said, our polls are officially closed for the MVP.
Ooh, who's it going
So
to?
let's refresh our nominees. We had Nas Kaur, Jay Cinco, Marlon, and Rakai. And the winner of the MVP for the 2025 season of Creator League is none other than Nas Kaur Deuce.
Wow.
Is it really any surprise? He was dominant in every facet of the game. They wouldn't even let him play basketball. He was so elite.
I am not surprised to see Nas Kaur going home with the season-long MVP. If you were paying attention, this was a no-brainer. This was Jokic, year after year, dominating the league. That's what Nas was doing.
Wow. Congrats, Nas. There's so many accolades for Rage. People in the chat are wondering if Dream Team will ever receive any hardware, and it looks like it was a no.
It doesn't look like it, unfortunately, for my dreamers out there. But there is always next time. But right now, I am back over here with the cases, and this one is maybe the most anticipated. 3-time award winner just today, if I'm counting correctly, MVP of the league. And in here is the amount of money that he will be walking home with. If you were paying attention, you know that there was no one more dominant than Nazir Kaur. So let's see how much Rage thought that he was worth. Oh, if you thought the last number was big, this one's bigger, ladies and gentlemen. Nazir Kaur going home with $85,000 to Nazir Kaur, the MVP, which is a lot of money, which tells you, from my mathletes out there, Rage took less money. I'm not going to tell you how much yet, but he took less money. So it's really, really... Okay, I'm getting told that I can do it right now, so we're going to reveal it right now. Rage, with Nas getting 80K, I'm pretty sure you're getting less than him. So let's see how much Rage is coming home with today. The most diabolical owner in sports, dominated this league. This season was won in the draft. So shout out to YourRAGE for that, for the vision, and for his efforts. A championship and $50,000 to YourRAGE, the owner of Team Rage, the most dominant season we've ever seen in Creator League history. Unbelievable. Rage, I see you doing your happy dance. Talk to me a little bit about that 50K that you took, but also about that 85 that belongs to Nazir Kaur. Why did you take less than your two superstars?
Listen, I feel like it's obvious that their performance was so damn dominant that it's just I'd be a scumbag not to give them more than me. I feel like, especially since I couldn't play due to me having surgery and whatnot, but me getting my surgery, drafting the most dominant team in Creator League history, flying to every single event, unlike all these other GMs and coaches. They didn't do it, and they're perfectly healthy. Some of them even live in the same state. I feel like that says something. So the GM, hey, GM gotta eat too, bro. GM gotta eat too, and my team was not upset with that because at the end of the day, they could have ended up on Ray's team. You dig what I'm saying? Could have ended up on the losing team. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like me creating this counts for something. You know? As for Nas, self-explanatory, bro. Most dominant season I've ever seen from somebody in Creator League. And this was his low-key rookie. This is his first time on Creator League for real. 85,000. He played in more games than Ray. Even though I did say I feel like I have 2 MVPs, he played in more games than Ray. In every single event that Nas played in, he carried. He absolutely just destroyed, dominated, and carried. And yeah, actually, I was gonna give Nas like a 90 to 100, but he was like, yo, let's try to break the record for the biggest participation award and give some money to Sketch. The Sketch was gonna get 0. So yeah, that's generous out of Nas. So he got 85,000.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, shout out to Nas doing that to Sketch. I'm sure Sketch really appreciates it. But yeah, man, that is pretty accurate. I do think you being a GM who was there, showing up and showing out for every event, that does say something. You earn your bread too, as did Nas and the rest of these guys. So let's go over Team Rage and how much money everyone's going home with. Let me look at my notes here. We got Chris London going home with $40,000. Lee the Fourth, $35K, 0 bounce, 27.5. Nick, 27.5. Davo, 35. Sketch, 20. Bree Green, 35. DeAdrian, 35. Scum TK, 40. YPK Ray, that's not 40. 70. And Nazir Kaur, 85. And YourRAGE, the GM, 50K, spreading the wealth. Like I said, he could have took 250, but he made sure that everybody eats. So shout out to Rage for a dominant season, and shout out to Rage for being one of the best GMs we've seen in this league. Rage, we appreciate you. Luke, we're going to throw it over to you for final thoughts.
Yeah, we got a couple people in the chat saying Rage's greed sickens them. However, when you're the owner of the team, you can make these decisions. Thank you to YourRAGE and the whole squad for putting on a hell of a show all season. Thank y'all for watching and tuning into this stream. It's been an amazing season and truly a special night to remember. So many accolades, so much hardware. We will catch y'all soon. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.